Right, welcome back to the channel. I was hoping to crack on with a bit more either on the Triumph or on the Z650. Parts are ordered, just waiting for them to turn up. As you remember, back on the Triumph, that was the cables and the kickstart return spring, and on the Z650 obviously I had an issue with one of the plungers. I'm still waiting. I've actually managed to find the actual plunger itself, but I'm still waiting for the other little bits to find. I did look on eBay and couldn't find one. Well, not in this country. US, there was lots, but they were really expensive. Some were asking 30 quid upwards just for one choke plunger, and that's second hand. I've also ordered some new the main jets with the clips. I'm going to replace those as well, so I'm waiting for them to come in. So at the moment, Z650 carbs on hold, Triumph on hold. Can't really do much while I'm waiting for parts on the two bikes. So I'm actually going to pull down the actual Z1000 frame. The one, if you remember, has been, well, I'll show you, hanging up. We're actually going to pull that down and just have a bit of a play around, bit of a mock up, get the front end in, have a look at the swing arm, see what I can look at for actually shock mounts, or shock mount I should say. There's only one. I've got some parts tucked away in the roof. I've got another tank up there. If you remember, I was looking at, I did bring this tank a while ago. Again, a possibility. I have got the old school sort of bodywork, or do I completely change it and butcher it to death and just go with something else for a tail? Again, there are some tail units up there. I think there's a R1 tail unit, sort of an RGV style single seat tail unit, and I should somewhere have the booster Gen 1 tail unit up there as well, so I'll probably dig them down and just have a play. Front end, again, I just want to mock that up, see how it looks. But that will be the main plan, is just have a play. Might be one episode, might stretch into two, I don't know. If everything starts sort of panning out, I might actually even bring the engine out, and even though that is literally empty, there's nothing inside it, I might loose fit that, just to give me an idea of how things look, how it sits. So in a second I'll get that frame down. I've got the lift that I can put it on, and we'll have a play about. Right, nice, it gives me a nice empty wall. Right, so frame's down. I've dug the actual swing arm out. If you remember, when I measured this, I actually need to take 3mm off this to actually make it actually fit. I've got a 235 gap, and with all the bushes and everything out, it was a 238, so I need to grind 1.5 mil off this side and the same off this side. So I'll get that done in a second. Obviously I need to work out, once it's in place, put something behind it or drop the bike down a bit and see where I can actually go with an actual shock mount. Don't know if I want to keep the actual tail unit, the subframe that's actually on it, or cut it. It's an exploration video basically. I just want to have a play around, find out what fits, how it goes, where I can mount things. Because obviously with that side mount it's going to come up here, but it's how much of this will be in the way. Do I need to lose these struts? Do I need to take it off there and lose the whole back end? Or do I keep the originality of the frame? I don't know. Obviously I'm going to brace the frame, extra braces, and depending on whether I keep it, extra supports, because obviously with the bigger motor it is going to need something from the standard bracing. But first job, I'll get 1.5 mil taken off that, and then I'll bring you back for the first test fit, see how it goes. Right, so that should just about do it. I brought you back right near the end. I've taken off the actual 1.5 mil. So now the test will be, does it actually fit? Right. Yes, that's obviously enough. So I've just got to get a spindle bolt and then I can put that in position. Yeah, see what I mean with the shock mount. I don't know whether all this back end has got to come out, but because that is quite close to there. But a nice looking swing arm. Yeah, it does go in there nicely. But yeah, that's the problem, the actual mount. But I do like the look of it. Right, so I'll get a spindle bolt and drop the lift down a bit and support it with a rear wheel. Right, so with the wheel, as I say, that's just a mock-up wheel. It's the wrong size, but it does fit in, just a couple of spaces each side. But it does kind of give me an idea of the actual shock mount. And where roughly I'd need to mount a shock. I mean, that's possible. Again, shocks, as I say, just old things I've got laying around. I'm trying to use up as much as I can. It will be a bit to bike. Yeah, so I just have to see about that shock mounting up. Let's have another try. Yeah, shame it's not a bit shorter because I could actually mount something there. But say this isn't the right length shock, so I can't see any other way at the moment, but something sort of similar to that. But again, I've got to get the actual angle right. But it didn't take much just to grind off 1.5 mil each side. I may need to take it off and actually take a bit more off so I can actually put the caps back in so it is a flush surface. But yeah, not sure on the gap at the back. Obviously they can go. Yeah, there's bits like this which have been welded on, don't know why. But no, that could actually work. Right, let's have a go at the front end. And then I'll pull down some bodywork and we'll have a play with some, have a look at some tanks, tail pieces, etc. Right, let me take that apart and then we'll go for a fit. I've already dug the wheel out. I have got the discs, but I'm not going to bother putting them on at the moment. Finally got that one in the right position because this is the fork that's actually leaking. The stanchion had sunk. At least that's the front end now mocked up. So that's not going anywhere. Yeah, so now they're the same height, say, because this one, the seals have gone. It's lost a lot of fluid. Yeah, back end is too low. It needs to come up. Oh, let me lift up. Probably about there. But that's the kind of general look. I've just shoved a bolt in the bottom shock mount. Like I say, I don't want to actually cut any of this until I'm absolutely 110% sure that that's where I'm going, but happy with the front end. So I just need to get a nut for it. Then again, saying that, it took actually long enough to actually find the top yoke. They're X-Up RU forks 95s. The yokes are incredibly difficult to find in good price range. So at the moment they're just mocked up with a loose bolt through just to hold it in place. Like like I said, the forks will need a complete strip down, clean up, paint, probably go black. But at the moment I'm just sort of trying to get ideas, trying to try different concepts. I'm really liking that Swingarm. I just wanted something a bit different. Obviously the wheel's got to be 160 to fit in there properly. There's a 180 in there at the moment. But I've just got to get the actual angle from the engine to the sprocket to give me an idea with the tail at the right height. Right, let me grab some bodywork. I think if people have, well, seen before, I tried a rounded tank. But like I say, I think I've got another tank up in the loft there, so I'll dig that out in a second and see if that works. Again, any comments in the comments box below. I know who the normal people are going to be, and they're going to say the same thing. It's your bike, you do it your way. But it is nice to get advice sometimes, and just everything I do is normally a first time. You know, building a Bitzer Street Fighter is, well, whether it be a Street Fighter or not, but it will be a Bitzer bike. I mean, it's Yamaha front end, front wheels off a ZX9R, ER6 Swingarm. But say standard engine going in, well, 1170 board, but the old Z1000J engine going into it. Right, let me grab a tank. Right, so that's the tank down from the loft. That's buried right up in that corner. I've had that stuffed away for some time. So let's get that unwrapped. Stick it on, see if it fits. As I say, it's either a choice between this tank or the old style rounded tank. Right, there it is. Don't know if it'll work, whether it'll be too long. GPZ 1100. So there is some damage on it, but again, there's a dent there. But again, the price was good. And these seem to be going up in value. Whether or not I use that, I don't know. Whether I create, I mean, if it works, whether I create a clock housing, so it actually keeps the front really neat and tidy, then I'll just cut off the ignition, remount that somewhere else. Right, let me do a quick battery change because it's flashing at me, and then we'll put it on, see how it looks. Yeah, I'm probably going to have to change the tank mounts. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's way too high in the back. Yeah, I'd need to take the old tank mount out, because that's what's stopping it from going down any further. Well, it is quite long. It can go forward a bit more. it is whether I go with the actual old style Z tail or go something a little more modern. That is a long tank. Or I stick with that one. Again, let me know in the comments. Obviously the back end's raised up because I'll need to take the bracket out to modify it to bring the actual top of the tank down flush. That would need some heavy modification. Or like I say, I'll pull that one down quickly and put that on. Or that's the other alternative. Still needs some modification, but not as much. And then that will be in keeping with the old style bodywork if I choose. Don't know. Depends on the engine as well. The height of that against the tank. But let me know. So it's the GPZ version that you just saw earlier, or the old style Z style. Again, that will need some slight modification, especially on the actual tank mounts, but not as much as the GPZ. Right, so I think we'll end it there for now. I say the choices I've got is the old Z style, which is this picture, and the GPZ style, which is this picture. Like I said, I know people are going to say at the end of the day it's my choice. I do like the GPZ style, but say it is longer than I expected, so there is going to be quite some modification to actually get that to fit properly. I still don't know whether I want this as a twin seat bike or a single seat bike. I'm really undecided. Happy with how the front ends come out. Again, it seems to fit quite easily. No real modifications so far. I haven't had to do a stem change or anything like that, so I might be lucky, change the bearings, get the right head brace bearings in there, so I'd have to do a calculation on that. Happy with the actual risers. Again, like I say, undecided whether, if I go with the GPZ tank, do I build in a clock into the actual tank that feeds out through the back, or do I go conventional, digital? I don't know, that's a long way down the road. Tail units, I'll probably jump onto that in the next episode. Just bring some tail units down that I've got and just have a play. It is just purely experimental at the moment. I really don't know. I do like the Swingarm. Again, it's just working out the actual mount. But yeah, happy with the front end. I've just got to get the steering lock in right so it doesn't hit the tank. But yeah, let me know in the comments box below. I do appreciate all your feedback, all your comments. As I said earlier, I know at the end of the day it's my bike, it's my decision. But it is nice to get people's opinion. I already know the names in my head of the couple of them that are going to come forward and say that. Yes, I'm talking about you, Frank. But I value your experience of the bikes you've built. So you've got an eye for it. I'm learning, I'm new to this. Everything I do is a learning experience. So it's nice to actually relay back to other people that have done it, have got experience, know what works, know what doesn't. So as I say, let me know on the Swingarm, let me know on the tank. We'll continue having a play in the next episode, and then hopefully after that we'll be back to the Triumph and the Z650, get the carbs finished and get that kicked over on the Triumph and get the oil flowing, and then we can go for a start. But as I say, next episode, yeah, we'll just keep playing. It's quite fun to do. I enjoy just having a potter around, having a play, trying different things. You know, I want to make in my mind 110% before I cut anything. So I want to make sure everything is right. There are links to other videos at the end of the video, and as always, big thumbs up to everybody. Appreciate your support. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It is important to me. I am a growing channel. And I'll see you in the next episode. Thanks for watching. Cheers. Bye.